How's everybody this morning? Good to see y'all. Sorry for the delay from a previous engagement, but certainly we want to say good morning to everyone that's here and everyone that's watching virtually. But before we begin today's availability, I want to take a few minutes to share some exciting news that point toward where Montgomery's headed. I think our performance is generating interest from public-private partnerships around this country. And yesterday we were honored to highlight one of the most successful entities with the founder of the Harlem Children's Zone, Mr. Jeffrey Canada, who was in our city to talk about not only education but also placemaking itself and what that means to create a cradle-to-career education model in Montgomery, much like he's done in Harlem, New York. His Promise Academy has shown us what's possible when you invest in children and families with both excellence and equity in mind. We're grateful that Mr. Canada and his team came to Montgomery, Christian Rhodes and Fritz Bandoa, and others that were part of his team. We are appreciative of not only their involvement in education models that work in New York, but also education models that work across the country. While we don't have specifics to get into outside the fact that we're part of the Mayor's Neighborhood Academy with the Harlem Children's Zone, I will say yesterday's conversation was promising. We took a tour of the city. We looked at some schools, we looked at some properties, and we looked at some neighborhoods that we believe are ripe for development and investment. And for a city like ours, it's important for us to understand that infill development and urban renewal is not only necessary, it's advantageous for this community. It creates jobs, it creates opportunity, and it creates a brighter hope for the future for residents throughout our cities. And so that's why we continue to push forward. But we know a lot of this stands on the basis of where our education system is and where our education system needs to be. And we talked about some of the tough numbers that we have right now facing our education system. We talked about some of the more recent successes. But that's why I will continue to push for not only the best for our students, our teachers, and our parents, but we will look at what models work best. And if that's a city-run model, it shall be. And we're going to continue to look at our options to serve not only the interests of Montgomery, but the interests of Central Alabama and this state. And we've been having those conversations not only with subject matter experts here in the state of Alabama, but with those outside the state to see what works and to see what will bring about the type of results and the type of educational opportunities that we all want to see. We believe that Montgomery's future hinges on this support, hinges on the decision-making of those in our school system, and it hinges on the type of implementation we can make from the ideas that we have from our leadership. Our children deserve the tools that are necessary to compete in the global economy, world-class instruction, modern facilities, and the kind of community support that helps them succeed. So the push is about preparing every student for college, career, and life. It's about closing the achievement gaps and ensuring that all families have confidence in the schools that serve them. And part of prepping our city for the future includes giving new leaders and innovation the chance to shape Montgomery's growth. And that's why I am proud to announce the applications for the SEED Academy officially went live yesterday morning. SEED stands for Supporting Empowered Emerging Developers. It's a bold initiative designed to cultivate the next generation of real estate developers right here in our community. This fall, up to 25 participants will take part in a week-long hands-on program that blends training, technical support, and real-world application. Delivered in partnership with the national nonprofit Grow America, Seed Academy will prepare diverse and emerging developers with the knowledge and tools they need to succeed in Montgomery's evolving housing and small business ecosystem. As I said before, housing is the foundation. By preparing our housing stock as the future foundation of our community, we know what can come from that. But we also know that culture and community are what brings us together. And in just a few weeks, Montgomery will host something special. We want to, well, I skipped a part. Let me go back to the housing being the foundation, because the housing stock is our first line of defense when it comes to redevelopment in our communities. We also know that it's a pathway to build wealth while standing up as a force against climate risk. So we want to make sure that we invest in the people and places that can thrive. And Seed Academy is a direct result, direct response to the vision that we have, and it will help ensure that Montgomery's growth includes opportunities for local talent to rise. So when one thinks about education, when one thinks about housing being the foundation, we know that those are bedrocks of any healthy community. That said, we also know that bringing people into our city is important as well. Sports tourism is big business, and we'll be hosting HBCU Classic Weekend on October the 4th. We're excited that Alabama State University will be having its homecoming weekend during this time, but also we'll be hosting for the first time the storied Montgomery Crampton Bowl, the Morehouse Tuskegee Classic. This is something that I've been a part of many moons ago as a student athlete, but more importantly, it's something that we want to showcase to students of today and student athletes of today what this city's history means to not only the state but also to this nation and beyond. So you'll see a downtown full of festive activities, history, and celebration. And I'm excited to share that during this weekend, visitors will see something new in our skyline, a giant Ferris wheel. Alongside it, the Flying Dutchman ride as well. Both running for those who want to participate from noon until midnight, from October the 2nd through October the 4th. And these rides are more than entertainment. They're part of a test. They're part of ways to activate our riverfront and to activate our downtown. We've made some small successes, some small steps, and some small movements, but we've got to be more creative, and we've got to keep that going. So this is one of the things that we're going to find out if the public likes or if they don't like. We've seen the comments, we've heard the feedback, so we're looking forward to seeing just how popular these type of events may be. So we're encouraging everyone to come out and enjoy and really just have a good time because we know that although we're just starting, September, October 4th will be here before we know it. But before we get there, we don't want to pass up what's going to be happening on September the 12th. That's less than 2 weeks away when we had the 13th annual Riverbend Brewfest and Country Jamboree at Union Station's train shed. We do believe that downtown should offer something for everybody all across central Alabama. And we want to make sure that whether it's sports or whether it's country music or whether it's just kind of tasting a signature brew, that you have the opportunity to do something in our downtown that is fun and enjoyable and really gives people a place to meet up and entertain and just have a good time. But here at the Brewfest, there'll be over 40 craft brews and ales, fantastic food, barbecue, music, line dancing, as well as yet another attraction, a mechanical bull and axe throwing. So from Ferris wheels to mechanical bulls, we'll have it all downtown Montgomery over these next few weeks. But again, this really is a chance to have fun, to connect with friends, and show off a little bit of our unique character. So whether it's transformative education, preparing new developers right here in our community to reinvest in their city, to reinvest in their neighborhoods, or whether it's celebrating HBCU pride or enjoying good music along with good brew, this city is on the move. So we're creating opportunities, we're bringing people together, and we're setting the stage for even bigger things to come. So with that, we just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for the work you do in our press, and we'll open up for any questions that you may have at this time. Yes, sir. Well, the economic impact is significant. You're talking about millions of dollars that's generated by sales taxes, lodging taxes, rental taxes, and others when people are coming in. We just finished a fantastic, I think, if not probably one of the best, if not the best, Labor Day weekend that we've had here just in the last few days. We saw well over 16,000 people inside Crampton Bowl for the Red Tails Classic. We saw a lot of activity downtown. We had a horse show right out at Garrett Coliseum as well. And these things fuel our economy. These things are helping fuel our budget, which is projected to be the largest in the city's history if passed by the city council. So we've got great revenue coming in. We've got great opportunities, and we're thinking about how to make Montgomery more of a destination, not just for those who live in the immediate area, but those who live around the state and around the region itself. Sure.
Do you have any comment on the Space Command headquarters coming to the state?
Well, they should have chosen Montgomery. So it's good for Huntsville, and it's good for the state of Alabama for sure. A few years ago, we had talked about some things to do with the Space Force right out of Maxwell Air Force Base and ways that we could partner. Those discussions were put on hold, so now that the announcement has been made, I'm sure that we'll renew those discussions about how the Space Force and Space Command can work together for the betterment of our country. All right.
Yes, a part of the Cradle stuff yesterday. Are they with you on this?
Well, MPS, Dr. Bird was certainly there, as well as the superintendents were there. And yes, I think all of our educational partners have to be a part of, whether they're public, private, charter, homeschool. I mean, this is something that is going to impact the entire community. And I think anytime you have a noted educational leader like Jeff Canada who wants to partner with you, means that the city doing some things in the right way, and they see potential in what we can do here and promise here. So that's important for us, is to partner with our school system and our entire educational community. And that's the 2-year colleges, the 4-year colleges, pre-K, our early childhood providers. That's everybody. And that's something that Mr. Canada pointed out yesterday. That this education starts long before they come into kindergarten. So we have to make sure that we're really building that type of capacity and that type of environment here that focuses on what it takes to make sure that young people have the best educational opportunity they can have.
What's the latest, do you know of anything regarding the ongoing search for locations for Salvation Army, the folks that have in place?
Yeah, I've met with Salvation Army. It's probably been several weeks ago now, a little bit over a month. I've not gotten an update on that. We certainly want their services. I think that there are some locations that would be very good, and I think ultimately we as a community are going to have to accept that they've got to be somewhere, and that this work is too important for the community for them not to have a home base to really serve those that are in most dire need. And I hope that it's something that will be coming to a final decision in the next 90 days. That would be my goal, and I think it's something that we can do. We just have to get past the part of, not having it in my backyard. We've got to make sure the Salvation Army is operable and is helping this community, because our providers need all the help they can get. So the more people we have helping with the homeless population and those in need, the better this community will be.
Last one that I have is just any frustration or any light in terms of private public partnerships, specifically downtown and some of the empty places that private owners just hold. They don't, any movement on that just to fill some of those spots.
Well, I think our Main Street, Alabama organization is helping us with that area. Our Downtown Business Association is working towards that. And we do have some developers that are actively trying to work and help us on that particular issue. I do think that for us to really be the type of downtown, be the type of city, more flexibility is needed. Better partnerships are needed there between the city. And I think we're making some progress there. We just can't make it soon enough. And we've got to continue to make sure we're looking at what it's going to take to fill in some of the vacant retail spaces and how we use that to catalyze other development and other growth here in the city. I think the city council is also doing some good work where that's concerned about really making sure some of these spaces are activated, and we'll continue to work with them as they hear from other businesses and other developers that are interested in the city.
I'm on more with the development. Just
Okay.
his thoughts on the immense work going out by Hyundai with Meta. That is a massive project.
Well,
Thoughts on that?
it is. I mean, I think it's a success story for Montgomery. I think it's a success story for the county and for Central Alabama. And I think anytime you have a company like Meta coming into your backyard, it's important for us to not only partner with them, but also make sure we're laying the groundwork for them to grow into that next phase. So we don't stop just kind of where things are right now. We're already talking about what do you need next, and how do we make sure that we're ready for the growth that we believe will come from this current investment. So significant for us, and we'll continue to chase more and try to bring that right back home to Montgomery and the River region. All right. Well, listen, thank you all so much. Really, really appreciate the work.